Today I'm watching Peaky Blinders Season 6, Episode 2. It's the final season. Episode 1, we found out that unfortunately the IRA had killed Polly. They took a 4-year time jump. It's now, the end of 1933. We didn't see anything about Mosley, and we were introduced to this Uncle Jack character, so I'm very curious to see what that's going to lead to. Episode 1 was a bit of a slower episode, but I feel like that's almost to be expected as they have to set everything up. And it makes me nervous going into the next episode because that usually means it's going to be more intense, and they were laying the groundwork, in episode 1, and what does that mean for episode 2, especially with it already being, a shorter season. I'm definitely still processing the fact that Polly is gone. She was such a pivotal character, and I know it's had a great effect on Tommy, so I'm very curious to see what his plan is, if he is going to seek revenge. Michael's in jail, and now Tommy's heading back to the UK to check on Ruby. I'm really enjoyed this show, and it's definitely bittersweet to know this is the last season, and as much as I want to watch all the episodes as quickly as possible, I'm also trying to savor them because I know after this there won't be any new episodes. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below, and if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Definitely noticed a lot more whip pans this season as well, which is so cool.
Hello, Ruby. Come here. Miss you. Miss you.
She seems to be doing okay, which is good.
Right, let's go.
I loved all the 1930s sets in the previous episode as well. So cool. And no theme song again. Okay. Maybe they're saving it. I don't know. Is something wrong with Tommy?
Since we last spoke on the phone.
Now you know Ruby is all clear. You can sleep.
Yeah.
It's like that's one of the many things I was worrying about.
No escape.
We will escape, Lizzie. One last deal to be done.
That's famous last words. I don't think they're going to escape.
You talk as if you're watching everything on a screen.
He is very distant and, disconnected with everything.
When we go home, we'll give the kids to Francis, and then you and me will go to bed.
Oh my.
And I will be the next item.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just another thing to do. Literally.
Hey, baby.
When are we going home?
Yeah, Lizzie made a comment to his dead voice in the previous episode as well, and yeah, he definitely is. He's never been particularly happy, but now he seems especially disconnected.
Tommy! Tommy!
I think the only time Tommy was happy was when he was with Grace. Oh my god! What's happening? Is he having a seizure? Oh, Tommy, no! Oh my god!
We gotta keep going until this Boston business is done. Then we rest.
If you make it that far...
Peaky Blinders fucking rest.
Yeah, well, you gotta get there first, bud. Does he have epilepsy? Is it connected with his PTSD? Yeah. Just a card that says silent. He's giving up talking now as well?
Who bellow at you! Silence!
He hasn't lost his touch with rallying a crowd, that's for sure.
Out of the bag in the House of Commons and let him try and silence that, eh?
Tommy definitely likes to see himself as this Robin Hood character, stealing from the rich to feed the poor, and he's a very interesting character. Definitely complex.
We need you alive. After you.
Oh, the tension. Business comes before revenge, but they're still meeting you somewhere where they're alone and could easily kill you. Oh my. The Shelby distillery. Okay. It's been cool to see some new sets and new places in this season as well.
Made you covet and steal and burn old principles for the sake of self-interest.
That sounds about right, yep.
Get this.
My racehorse moral turpitude.
Ha 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 ha!
You go far enough left, eventually you'll meet someone who's gone far enough right.
That's an interesting way to look at it, that's for sure.
To London, I can give him access to Oswald Mosley and to fascist sympathisers.
Oh, no, 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 no. I keep thinking Ada is Polly.
Is that a yes or a no?
My answer's yes.
And this, like, heartbeat music soundtrack. Yeah, sadly, that's how it goes.
This is the way out for all of us, and along the way, I will be doing good.
No, along the way, you're going to make yourself money.
All right, fair enough.
Also that, yeah.
But you will get your fair share, sister. And by being among the fascists, by being among them, I can undermine them.
Tommy's again planned to work from the inside. He keeps saying that.
And look at us. Take a good look, Tom, because one of us isn't going to be here for long.
I hate that she's probably right.
Yeah. And you're still looking for trouble big enough to kill you.
That's true, yeah. He's existing. I don't think he's living, but he's just trying to get through the motions.
Half dead in the rain in Garrison Alley, and the other has no limitations.
Poor Ada. Like, this whole family is just, oh, so much loss, and I feel like it's only gonna get worse. This sweeping music as Tommy walks through these barrels. We know he doesn't like jazz.
Writing these voices, I decided to write their songs down, and turn them into an opera of my own.
He's a songwriter now.
And I do not allow smoking because I do need to see clearly. All right.
Yeah, Alfie's into the opera now.
Boston. But last January, poor old Charlie, well, he was shot.
Wonder who did that.
Now, can't even extinguish another man's cigarette.
Well, just bold talks today.
Alfie, I think I may have written your final act.
I don't like the way that's phrased. Are they gonna kill off Alfie again? This one lamp. Oh, the lighting. I'm obsessed with it.
Yes. And would shift the balance of power in Boston back in favour of the Solomons family.
It's like, yeah, Uncle Jack said no, so now I'm offering you this opportunity.
Oliver Cromwell was reluctant somewhat to answer his legitimate questions.
I wonder why.
How much is a ton?
Add back to business. He's like, you got 5 tons? Quick, let's see what the quick math is on this.
And don't worry about Tommy Shelby. I have no interest in a dead man.
Oh my, such bold claims.
$5 million.
What would that be today? Comment below and let me know. That's a cool frame.
And our souls will come together and we'll fuck.
Oh my, I was wondering where that was going. Yep, there we go.
Don't need an alarm clock. And you won't sleep until I'm done.
Oh, my.
Because we trust each other.
I don't like where that's going. I feel like Gina's got secrets. Oh, man. Oh, Mosley. Yeah, his power has probably only grown over the past 4 years. Cheese and rice. I really like this actor, though. He's so good at playing such a despicable character. It just makes my blood boil.
May I ask why a socialist MP would attend a fascist rally?
That's a great question.
Mrs. Shelby, you once shared a platform with Mr. Mosley. Will you be sharing the stage with him tonight?
It's like that was to try and get him killed.
I was invited in, I agreed. Arthur made me a promise, which he appears to have broken.
Yep, that's an understatement, I think. Arthur's gonna make this a disaster.
Come on, Tommy.
You're in. You're in. Come on, you're in.
My brother, Tommy. Johnny.
He can't even talk. Like, his words are all slurred together. It's just a mess.
Look at Johnny talks to the fuck.
I don't think we've seen him sober once this season so far. I know we're only 2 episodes in, but still.
Alfie is gone. Alfie is gone. Oh. Rag and bone.
Yeah, Yeah, Arthur can't even stand up. Like, he's not doing good, man. He looks like in horrible shape.
Picturing this. They'll find the camera under my heel, Tom.
They're throwing petrol bombs out there, Tommy.
Oh my god.
Oh, Johnny, take Lizzie to a seat.
But I don't have an invitation, Tom.
Johnny, you're wearing a black shirt. You can do what you like. Go on.
He does look like, yeah, he's just part of the fascist party, unfortunately.
Go on, dogs. Get a drink while you're there.
Arthur's just, he's spiraled before, but this is the furthest I think we've ever seen him go.
Arthur?
He's usually sober for at least like one scene, or drinking casually. Now he's just completely obliterated.
You believe in forgiveness? This is what I got back.
He wrote to Linda. Oh, this is gonna make things worse or better. I don't know.
He's a bastard at all, Tom.
Black shirts and Jews. Here we go. Here we
I wonder if that letter was real, if Tommy just made it up, if he actually knows where Linda is. I feel like he just needed something to motivate Arthur. And if he's got a goal now and thinks he can get Linda back, maybe he'll stop.
Come here. You've had your fun. Now let's go home.
We have business.
And it was interesting having that fight all in the shadows as well, and them all wearing all black.
We've got enough.
Not yet enough. Here she comes. Remember to smile. Come on.
Yeah, how much is enough? Like, what more do they need at this point? That's so cool, just framing him out with this light. Oh my gosh. Do they know each other?
Lizzie Shelby.
Beautiful earrings.
Oh, I stole them from Tiffany's.
Liberated Elizabeth. She must be part of this. She's been all the way to Paris, so she is a woman of the world. Bravo.
Such a condescending tone. Oh my gosh. I don't know who hates each other more, Lizzie and Diana or Mosley and Tommy. That's gonna be some fighting, that's for sure.
Mr. Shelby doesn't.
Our friend in Berlin doesn't either.
Well, they have that in common at least.
Oh, I imagine they
Our friend in Berlin, is that a reference to Adolf Hitler?
Actually, no. I don't really know much about this business at all.
Nobody makes Lizzie feel small.
But I have fucked your future husband.
Yes! There it is.
Tommy, I'll be outside.
Lizzie's like, I don't need to know about this business. I know what I need to know.
Mr. Shelby.
Yes. Mr. Nelson.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Look around this beautiful church. You're Catholic, Mr. Shelby?
I don't recognize this actor.
Forlorn.
I thought he'd be older, to be honest.
Already.
Two working class Catholic boys.
I think that's where the similarities stop.
4 years ago. His name was Thomas Shelby.
Oh, okay. Well, that's... killed a version of himself.
We support your cause. I can also offer you a full report on Churchill's strategies.
Oh, man. Tommy.
You're a brave man, Mr. Shelby.
That's one way to put it, that's for sure.
We have a deal, Mr. Nelson.
I'll think a great deal about what you've said.
Such a cool set as well with this church. Comment below, do you know what church this is?
Ruby, have you finished your spelling, love?
Oh no, what's Ruby drawing? I've seen enough horror movies to know when the little kid starts drawing weird shit.
Ruby? What are you doing, love?
I can hear voices.
Is she gonna be like Polly? A gray man?
What do you know about birds?
Mosley's just so smug.
Quickly, please.
Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I intend...
I feel like Ruby's seeing like ghosts. Oh no, Ruby. She was supposed to be better. What's happening? Oh no. Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, we saw Tommy have more of these flashbacks, which he has had in quite a few. Like, it's been at least a season, I think, since he had these flashbacks. And now they seem to be more prevalent. Oh my god, is that the Gray Man? He is covered in soot or something. Is this real? Is he imagining it? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, the eyes! Oh my god, oh my god. Oh! That's, oh, so terrifying, but so well done to have it flash back and forth like that.
Mr. Shelby, is everything all right in there?
But nobody was there. Oh my god. It was all in his imagination.
Everything's fine.
Oh my god. I was like, Ruby was right. She predicted this.
Hello?
Tommy. Tommy, she's the temperature of 101 and nothing is working.
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't understand. She was doing okay. With Grace's portrait just in the background. Oh, man. Yeah, and what was she drawing? Those, like, black circles?
Put me through to the number I gave you for Esme Shelby Lee.
Whoa! Esme! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, there's the theme song. Esme! Oh, she said she'd put a curse on them. So that was my first time watching Season 6, Episode 2 of Peaky Blinders. I liked it more than the first episode. I feel like we got to see more of the other characters. It wasn't just so heavily on Tommy and Michael. They were featured in this episode as well, but Mosley was back. Lorna from the IRA was involved again. And I feel like we got to see a little bit of longer scenes between Arthur and Ada. Still not tons of stuff with them, but I feel like we got to see some bigger scenes with them in it. We had Polly's voiceover again, and she was saying the same thing we'd heard in the previous episode, you know, like there's a war in this family and only one of you is going to survive. And I feel like this season in particular will be more internal within the Peaky Blinders. Like I feel like it'll be very focused on the conflict between Tommy and Michael, you know, who's going to take over, will one of them be killed off? Again, please no spoilers, but my prediction is that one of them, that Polly will be right, one of them won't make it to the end of the season. As much as I hate to say it, I feel like it'll be Tommy, but we will see what happens. They finally played the theme song at the end of this episode, which was great to hear. Alfie was back in this episode as well. It just felt like a more well-rounded episode, and because it's been 3 years, you know, it was interesting to see those characters, who would be brought back, what would they do with those pieces. So yeah, it definitely felt more like a true Peaky Blinders episode. We had Tommy back, you know, giving his speeches, rallying the crowd, you know, speaking for the Labour Party, and then, you know, the next scene he's off to this fascist social event. And it was definitely interesting the way he was describing politics. He's like, you know, if you go far enough in one direction, it stops becoming a straight line basically, and it becomes a full circle. So I still don't know what Tommy's motivations are. He says he's trying to get it from the inside and create change that way from the inside out. I feel like Tommy has ulterior motives as well, so who knows what his plan is. And we finally got to meet Uncle Jack in this episode. I didn't recognize the actor, so comment below what would I know them from. And he was definitely younger than I anticipated. I thought this person would be, you know, gray hair, maybe in their 50s or 60s. This guy looks like he's maybe in his 30s or 40s. So yeah, it was definitely interesting to finally see him. And it wasn't, you know, a big thing. Tommy just walks up to him in his church and goes, "Oh, Mr. Nelson, okay." And I was like, oh, this is it. And we're finally meeting this character we've been talking about. And that scene in the church, I love that we're getting more sets and we get to see different places, especially with the final season. It's nice to see some new places as the characters are growing and changing and exploring new things. And the fact that Tommy is so smart and played it up, you know, we could do this either way. He just wants to get this deal with, you know, Uncle Jack, but he also has a plan B if that's not what happens. He's like, oh, I'll just take this to Alfie then. Whether he's pitting them against each other, probably for his own gain, but the fact that he is like, you know what, if you want to be people for fascism, I can introduce you to those people. If you want to be people against fascism, I can introduce those people. I was a little worried when he said he would be reporting Winston Churchill's doings to Uncle Jack. I thought him and Winston Churchill kind of got along. They thought they had this respect for each other. Maybe Tommy really does have no limits and will do whatever it takes and throw anybody under the bus. And the end of the last season, we did see Tommy meet with Churchill, so I was wondering when he would be brought up again, and the fact that he's willing to report on him, very interesting. Or Churchill knows about it and is going to feed him the information that he wants Tommy to tell him. Who knows? There could be more pieces to this puzzle that we just haven't seen yet. Every time I see Ada in a shot, I think it's Polly. They have a similar hairstyle and just the way that they like walk in a room. It always takes me a few seconds to remember that it's not Polly and that it's Ada. And even she says herself, she's like, I feel like I'm becoming Polly. She's like, I don't want to become Polly. She's like, I want to be myself, basically. And even when Tommy's, asking her for help, he's like, I don't really have anybody, at this point. Do you want to help me? And she says no. And Tommy's completely on his own. And then we have that scene with Arthur and Linda in this note. And I'm very suspicious how genuine that note is. We know Linda is the way to Arthur's heart, and Arthur is on a tailspin, and there is no telling him what he'll do next, where this destruction will end. So Tommy obviously sees that and knows that Linda would be the one thing to pull him out of it. Whether he actually did write to Linda and she wrote back, who knows? I also wouldn't put it past Tommy to fake this letter, give it to Arthur, who's in no state to judge its validity and say whether it's real or not, and then have that as motivation for Arthur to kind of turn his life around and 2 weeks sober. And maybe if that's something Arthur, if he believes there's a goal to work towards, if he thinks Linda's, on the other side of this, then he might be more motivated to actually try and do it. We'll see what happens. I don't think Linda would come back. I feel like she's done. I think Linda's done completely. I don't think there's anything that would bring her back, but who knows? And I don't know how Arthur would feel if he finds out Tommy lied to him. I believe Tommy knows where Linda is. I feel like that's information he could get, but whether she's willing to get back with Arthur or not, I don't know if that's something that will ever happen, which I feel bad because Arthur, again, is one of my favorite characters, but he's just so conflicted, and he's just, we've seen him spiral before, but he's always kind of had something, and, whether it was boxing or doing work for the Peaky Blinders, now it just seems like he has nothing but free time. Tommy's been away. He's been hanging out with Mosley and just going to parties, and Linda's not there to even, pull him out of this. Nothing. Nobody's been intervening. Ada's been helping as best as she can, but she's also only one person, and it's not her job to be watching him 24 hours a day. So yeah, I feel like this needed to happen. Otherwise, I feel like Arthur would be not doing well. He's already in rough shape. He can't even talk. He can't even stand up. As much as I hate Mosley's character, it's just so well done by the actor who's playing him. It's always interesting to see him back on screen, and as it's been 3 or 4 years later, he's had just that much time to get stronger and grow his following, and now he has even bigger audience to listen to him, and he's got Diana beside him now. I know Mosley is based on a real character. Comment below, is Diana based on a real person? Did Mosley's wife actually pass away? I know the show sticks to history sometimes, so yeah, comment below if that's accurate. She definitely is her own person and seems very strong-willed and definitely wants to be involved in the business side of things, and Mosley seems happy to let her run the show. And they mentioned their friend in Berlin, and given the time and given their ideologies, I'm guessing that would have been Adolf Hitler. I'm very curious to find out if he will ever become a character in this show, especially given the time, and if Tommy does become more involved with the fascist party again, what that would look like. Please no spoilers, but that's how I interpreted that conversation. When Lorna McKee from the IRA shows up again at this rally, I was just like, what are you doing? Like, this is a bold move. You know what you did. Tommy knows what you did, and you're showing your face here. And yes, it was a public place, but still, that doesn't mean anything. So yeah, it was very interesting for her to walk through the door, and that's the first time her and Tommy have met also, and they've been working together, and even Tommy, saying like business comes before revenge. So whether there'll be a showdown between Tommy and the IRA at some point this season, I still don't know if he'd even want to pursue revenge for Polly. Even Tommy said that the last man he killed was Tommy Shelby 4 years ago, so he sees it as a version of himself died that day when Polly died, and maybe that was the version of himself who pursued revenge. Maybe he's not really interested in it anymore. He did say he was playing the long game when he met Michael, so again, I would have a hard time believing he's given it up completely, especially someone like Polly, who is so close to him and such a big part of his life. I can't see him just walking away from that entirely, so I feel like there's something going on in the background, whether he's downplaying it and trying to pretend that, you know, he's not drinking anymore, he's, you know, this different person, but I don't think that would be such an easy thing for him to change. We saw Tommy have some more World War I flashbacks in the previous episode and in this episode as well, and they seem to be getting more and more intense and more vivid. He had that full-on fight, what we thought was real, basically going back and forth between the tunnels and in his office, and then it's just Tommy there alone on the floor, so obviously nobody was actually there, but to him it felt very real. And as an audience member, you're like, you only know what they show you. It's, you know, the art of storytelling is we only get what they want us to see, and it definitely felt like something horrible was going to happen to Tommy. It was a very, you know, hand-to-hand combat, very close fight, and Tommy used to get those flashbacks a lot in like season 1 and maybe even a little bit in season 2, but I don't remember him having a ton of them in season, 4 and 5 or anything like that. So it's definitely interesting that those have come back. It definitely feels like we've gone more full circle and not in a good way. It's like these are some ghosts that I thought he had moved on from, and now they're back. And we also saw Tommy having seizures in this episode. He was outside that hospital puking. So we saw Tommy having seizures in this episode, and he was outside the hospital puking, and it makes me worry to think maybe there's something medically wrong with Tommy that maybe was there all along and he's just been hiding it with alcohol, and now that he's stopped drinking it's catching up with him. Maybe he has epilepsy. I'm not too sure if it's a side effect of the PTSD, if he's been taking drugs. He used to take drugs to help him sleep when he was having those nightmares, but I don't feel like he's doing drugs again. If he's given up drinking, why would he start doing drugs as well? It seemed like he wanted to stay far away from any of that stuff, and especially given the time and what a medical diagnosis for that would have been. Yes, I'm very curious to see how further that's developed. I don't see Tommy wanting to go to the doctor. He definitely wants Ruby to go to the doctor, but for himself, I can't see him being something that he would actively pursue. We know he's been beat up a bunch of times as well, so I'm curious to see where that's going to go when, if he gets diagnosed, what that looks like, and if the seizures continue or they get worse. That last scene with Ruby staring into the fireplace, then she was talking about the gray man, and then it cut to that guy. It looked like he was covered in soot, which would happen if you were in a fireplace fighting Tommy, and then she said the green eyes as well, so I'm trying to think of who that could possibly be. Please no spoilers, but my prediction is that Ruby has some of the skills that Polly had. They always alluded that Polly was, possibly clairvoyant, could talk to spirits, something to that effect, had a very strong intuition and premonitions and stuff like that always came true. So maybe Ruby has some of that as well. I don't know what a medical reason for her fever going away, feeling fine, coming out to running and greeting her dad and being from an outside perspective a regular kid, and then 2 days later, 3 days later, whatever it is, to being sick again and 100 and whatever it was fever, like something that's very, very deadly. And especially given the time, we know medicine was limited, and I'm very worried for what's going to happen to Ruby. We've already faced so much loss in this family and in this show, and if Ruby goes, what's left? Like, I feel like Tommy's just expects it at this point. Like, there's just so much loss and such continuous loss and trauma that I don't think he'd even process it. I'm very worried. I hope Ruby's okay. We'll find out in the next episode, I hope. And we know Tommy believes in curses and him calling Esme in that last shot as well. The last scene we had with her, when John passed away, is that she put a curse on this family. So Tommy obviously put stock in that, and that's why he's calling her up saying, if you put a curse on her, maybe you could take the curse away. So it would be very interesting to see her character come back in, because we haven't seen her in a few seasons. I wasn't expecting Alfie to become an opera fan. That seems to be his motivation these days, and Tommy kind of throws in his face like, you used to be really powerful and now you're just kind of on your own doing this one thing, really focusing on your opera. And Tommy offers to write him his final act, which seems very ominous to me. Sounds like he's gonna try and kill him again. And if Uncle Jack doesn't take this deal, will Alfie take it? It sounds like he could kind of maybe use the money. It doesn't sound like Alfie has a lot going on these days, so maybe he would take it, who knows. But yeah, definitely interesting to see Alfie back in Tommy's life. And even when Tommy calls Alfie his friend, I was like, is he? Like, you did shoot him in the face, but maybe that's what a friend to Tommy is. I have no idea. Overall, I enjoyed the episode. I'm very curious to see where the next episode's gonna go, which is crazy that there's only 6 episodes and it's the last season, and I want to watch it right away, but I'm trying to savor it and enjoy each episode because I know there won't be any new episodes after this. I hope Ruby is okay. Michael is going to be sitting in jail for a few more weeks, it sounds like. Gina's off to the UK. If Uncle Jack is going to take this deal, what that looks like. Mosley's back. The IRA is back. The show's always so good at having so many moving pieces, and I really like that they focus so strongly on character, and it's just visually just a stunning show as well. And especially for the last season of a show, for them to be introducing new characters, and I think that just shows like how committed they are to the story. They didn't have to. I don't think they didn't have to bring Esme back. They didn't have to, have Alfie and Mosley, but it really just feels like those were such rich characters, and it's just such a good continuation from season 5. I hope Tommy can get some help for his seizures or what's ever happening with him. He's definitely mentally struggling with these flashbacks. Hopefully Arthur can stay sober for 2 weeks, and who knows what's going to happen with him and Linda. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Does he have epilepsy? Is it connected with his PTSD? Yeah, just a card that says silence. We know he doesn't like jazz. Yeah, how much is enough? Like, what more do they need at this point? A gray man? I don't understand. She was doing okay. Yeah, and what was she drawing? Those like black circles?